You had a stressful day at work, and you are so certain that when you hop in bed, you'll be fast asleep in the next 5 minutes. But for some reason, you are just tossing and turning in bed till about 2 a.m. the next morning. And this is not because you weren't tired enough, because obviously you are exhausted throughout the day. But why can't you fall asleep easily? It's just for two reasons. It might be that you woke up super late that day, or your nighttime routine is messing up with your sleep pattern. Now let me explain. Whatever you do the night before will usually determine how early or how sound your sleep will be. And mind you, the duration or the length of your sleep hours doesn't determine the quality of your sleep. If you really, really wish that you could be in bed as early as possible so that you can have enough time to be well rested and wake up early, full of energy and refreshed, then you need to check what you usually do late in the night. And the most insidious form of bad habits that we usually do the night before is using our phones in bed. Almost everybody is guilty of this. I used to be guilty of this as well. I would use my phone in bed. After a long day of work, of course, I would want to unwind and entertain myself in bed. Probably I would fall asleep. But not knowing I was doing myself more harm than good. The more I scroll in bed at night, the more I'm exposed to light from my phone. And there is a primitive pattern in our brains that our brain will usually sense light and think that we are still in daytime because of a chemical in the brain called melatonin, which is usually produced by the pineal gland. Right? When the pineal gland produces this melatonin, it means that it's time for you to fall asleep. And what will make melatonin produced in high amount is when there is reduced or a little amount of light. But you are exposing yourself to night or bedtime lights, especially lights from your phone and from TV screens. Then your brain thinks it's still daylight, so you don't have enough melatonin for you to fall asleep. That's why I said the most insidious form of bad habits or bedtime habit that is wrecking our sleep patterns is using our phones in bed. And until I started staying away from my phones 2 hours before bedtime, I didn't experience good night's sleep. I couldn't fall asleep early. And even if I fall asleep early, my sleep is not good enough. I would wake up in the morning still feeling tired, groggy, and not well rested, thinking I didn't have a good sleep. But I ask myself, I slept for 8 hours. How come I'm still tired in the morning? It's because I didn't have a good and sound sleep. Even if I slept early, I did not have a good and sound sleep because I've exposed myself to too much of light before my bedtime. So now when I discovered that, and then I started sleeping as early as possible. And before sleeping, I would usually stay away from my phone 2 hours before bedtime. Whatever it is I want to do, I would usually do it about 1 hour or 2 hours before my bedtime. Basically, I get in bed by 8, and before 9, I'm always fast asleep. So that means whatever it is I want to do on my phone, I'll usually finish it around 6:30, 7 p.m. and I'm done. By 7 p.m., I'm done with everything I want to do on my phone. Maybe I want to text somebody, I want to check for anything online. I'll usually be done by 7. And by 8, I'm already in bed without my phones, without screens, without anything that's cold. Give me light into my eyes, because once there's light incidence in my eyes, then my body still thinks it's daytime. So that's what you should do now. 2 hours before your bedtime, if you usually fall asleep or you usually get in bed by 9, anything 7:30, be done with everything you want to do on your phone. And stay away from screens 1 hour before your bedtime so that your body can sense that there's darkness. When there's darkness, your body senses that it's nighttime, and then it produces more melatonin for you to fall asleep easily. Another bonus tip that you can add to this is make sure you have very little lighting towards the evening till nighttime. Low lighting in your room. Preferably, let your room be dark enough for your body to sense that it's nighttime, and then you'll be able to fall asleep. It's as easy as that. It sounds so easy, but Until you start doing it, you will see that this is the missing thing that you ought to have done earlier. Not even looking for 10 hours of sleep, not using sleeping pills or trying to sleep more. It's about getting good quality sleep. That's the only way you can wake up early as possible, with more energy, better brain function, and better mental power. That's the secret that the top performers have been using. And you can also do this too by staying away from screens, most especially your phones, 2 hours before your bedtime, and see how better you sleep. See the quality of your sleep. Sometimes I even sleep for just 6 hours, but I have good quality sleep. I feel better in the morning than when I sleep for 8 hours. It's not about the length or the duration of your sleep, but about the quality of sleep you get every night. And the secret to getting quality sleep is staying away from screens 2 hours before your bedtime. Thank you for being here.